Okay, Shalom, Akim Kahala Limraya, Habashim Yashab, Bashim Kakudash, and double honors to the great Muslim apostles. Double honors to the great Muslim apostles. And Thadi Yashab for giving me the power to make this video. This is the part 3 to the back to the basics back to the basics video that I did last time, which was the part 2 and part 1 previously. So the key point I want to make was onto Yahweh, Yahushua, why we need to know them. Obviously, the appearance to a certain degree to discern between idols and worshipping the actual powers of this universe, Yahweh, Yahushua, Yahweh, and Yahushua. And another thing that I wanted to speak on was why Israel's in the state of position that they're in right now, and why we need to listen to the commandments, which clearly was to avoid those curses, man, so that we could live peacefully with the Most High. Obviously, with His commandments that He puts upon us, man, which is the way we're supposed to live. That's the way of life Israel's supposed to have, which is also separated from these nations, man. Going into that precept, their gods are idols. And there's a precept that's talking about don't follow the heathen as well. So of course, don't follow their ways, man. So again, the commandments is also known as a separator of Israel away from the heathens. So I was going to talk about let's see. And what we're supposed to be watchful for in this current time is the mark of the beast, which was another thing. These are just basic things Israel's supposed to know, hence why I'm making these videos. Let's see. Come on, so let me get that key scripture. Which most of Israel are supposed to know, really. But of course, people are destroyed because of lack of knowledge. So that's Isaiah 4 verse 6. Okay, Revelation. Let's see, where's verse 16 to 18, yeah. So, this is a Revelation 13, verse 16 to 18, and He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Verse 18, here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number 666. So of course, the upcoming system of which Esau's about to establish will be a system where individuals will be not forced, but they'll be put in a situation where you can't live normal life that as you see it right now, which is really, going to the local shops. In the UK, we've got Tesco, Asda, Sainsbury's, going to those local shops, and also, maybe going to school, going to your workplace, visiting family in different cities, your normal everyday life. In order to then commute, you're going to need the microchip. In order to then pay bills, you're going to need the microchip. In order to go to the shops, you're going to need a microchip. So that's essentially the point that's made here, man, in Revelation 13 verse 16, about He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, which means everyone is going to be put in a position where they can't live typical normal life, which this life isn't really normal anyways, because of the fact that the world is really departed from Yahweh Bashim Yahshua's rulership, and the world in the sense of Israel, and the world in terms of the earth departed from in terms of the earth, because Esau's wicked vibration is put upon a majority of individuals upon this earth, man. Apart from those of which Yahushua said are out of this world, man. He's chosen us out of this world. So of course, in that wicked vibration, that the peak is going to be in that mark of the beast system, where you're going to see all the several agendas Esau's got going, with his global warming. He's going to find excuses to then implement laws and changes righteously. You got the transhumanism agenda, which the microchip implant then goes into. You got Neuralink, which I made a video Recently I made a video on the Neuralink chip. You know, I think DARPA is another one that talks about the microchip implant as well. What else? Yeah, so global warming, transhumanism. You know, you've got the 6G telecommunications, of which they're gonna make. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of things, man. A lot of psychological operations. That's the thing that Esau's gonna do in order to then try and uphold and strengthen this system, man. So of course, it's gonna be hard to live life where Esau's implemented a chip for people to be using in their everyday lives, and whoever takes that chip, the punishment is gonna be to suffer those nuclear missiles, man. They're gonna feel that burning. In fact, let's get Revelation 16 just to see the result of it. Because this mark of the beast, this is what you should be very cautious of. You should be very cautious of. And we're going to get into never trusting that enemy, that precept as well. Let's see, it should be here. Where? I'm just preparing the precept before I then get the previous one on the Revelation 16. Is it 12 verse 10 or 10 verse 12? Yeah, it's definitely Ecclesiasticus. It just has to be. But anyways, man, the point is, okay, can't I got it. So let me get back to Revelation 16. Because I was trying to get the other precept about not trusting your enemy. And we know our enemy this modern day is Esau Edom. So Revelation 16, let's see what's up in there. There was a key part that I wanted to get here, man. I'll read from verse 1. So it says here, Revelation 16 verse 1, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of Yahweh upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. And the second angel poured out his vial. Actually, the key part was in verse 2, Salakia. But yeah, the key part was in verse 2. And let me read it again. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore, which means it's going to be a painful and a smelly sore. It's not going to be something you want to inhale in that day. It's not going to be something you want to inhale in that day, man. Yeah, Salakia. I'm going to need to Salakia. Yeah, Salakia. So yeah, a noisome and grievous sore, man. It's going to be smelly. It's going to be painful, man, for those who took the mark of the beast. So in that time, don't even be surprised when when brothers are going to be walking around, you know, as pilgrims, you know, waiting on your house, you're going to start seeing people, you know, during Jacob's trouble, or the latter half of it, before, you know, the salvation of the elect happens. Again, Yaharatazal were worthy to be of that group. The thing is, don't be surprised when you're going to start seeing like pulses in people's skins, man. Don't be surprised, man. You're going to start seeing like balls everywhere, because they're the ones who took the mark of the beast, man. Don't be surprised. And then they're going to be wiped out with the final wipeout with the nuclear missiles, man, pertaining to the arrows in Joel chapter 2. So, of course, just the point is, just don't be surprised when you start seeing people who took that microchip, then, get balls, man. Because they may seem as if they're living good in that time, but really they're not. They're going to be in a very, very, very sorrowful state. And they're going to be done over, man. Wiped out clean from this earth. You know? So that's really the punishment for those who take the mark of the beast, man. That's really the point in it. So what Israel's supposed to be watching for is that microchip implant. We've got to be watchful by looking at the news articles that pertain to this technology. What are the updates upon it? Because Elon Musk, he's got his human trials going on, and how it's going to be implemented into daily life. I'm not talking about the Neuralink chip, but well, I was just now, but I'm talking about the chip that's going to go in the right hand. I mean, obviously it could be right or left, but of course majority of people are right-handed as well. So the thing is, the one that's going to go into the hand, got to be watchful for that type of news as well. Whatever updates they may have as well. And I was looking for something. Oh, so lucky! I just realized it was the book that I used to put this thing on. But let me show, because one of the brothers recommended reading this book, man. It's called Spy Chips. It's pertaining to how don't know if you can see that. But yeah, Spy Chips, man. It's pertaining to the microchip, the RFID microchip, how it's gonna be used, how it can be integrated into clothing, into pretty much everyday objects, like your sofa, your chairs, and into clothing, man. And eventually, obviously, the real aim it really is to put it into the body, which again goes into that transhumanism agenda. So yeah, that's the book. If you want to get more, knowledge on how the RFID technology is gonna how it's gonna work, this is the book to get, man. If you can, that's the book right there. So Spy Chips, by Catherine Albrecht, ALBRECHT, Catherine Albrecht. I think that's how they say it. And by Liz McIntyre. So McIntyre. So McIntyre. So that's just if you want to get more knowledge on how this RFID technology really is going to be used, how far the technology can go. So again, that's just a book right there, and then that links to Revelation 13, verse 16 to 18, pertaining to the mark of the beast. And really, that's what people are supposed to be watching for, man. And again, I was gonna get this scripture on what is it? Never trust thine enemy. So this is Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach. Never trust Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And that precept also was used a lot during the time when Esau had his juice, man, that he was putting up into people's arms. Really, you brothers should understand, because I don't know. Because the last time I did that, I said the words, video got taken down. And that was a video I made like 1 year ago, 2 years ago, pertaining to the juice shots. That alone should already be a reference. So, because of Esau Edom putting that juice shot into people, the thing is, people had their side effects and whatnot. Israel got their side effects as well, man. That's why the Most High said here, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So just don't trust your enemy, man. Don't trust Esau Edom, especially in that type of scenario, man. He wants to put something in your arm. You don't know what's in what kind. The point is just don't trust Esau Edom, man. You gotta use wisdom when dealing with these heathens. That's the thing. You gotta use wisdom. So Khan, I really, Esau's the A1. Esau's the number one enemy of Israel. Other heathen nations, yeah, there are enemies right now. They want to see our downfall. They want us to be low. But Esau Edom, he's the number one enemy, man. And we gotta use wisdom when dealing with Esau Edom, especially, and also these other heathen nations as well. You gotta use that wisdom. That's why we gotta have knowledge of the scriptures, man. When navigating our lives, so that when dealing with these heathens, we're the ones at the upper hand, Ya Bashim Yashara Tazar. And they won't take advantage of us, man, or won't take advantage of our foolishness. Which again emphasizes why knowledge of the scriptures is essential. And the wisdom of the Most High is essential, which is gained through, learning from the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, man. But yeah, that's the point right there. pertaining to never trust thine enemy, and then the mark of the beast as well, of course. You know, those who are of a weak will, they're the ones who are going to take it. You know, as the scriptures say, woe unto those who are faint-hearted. I'm trying to get that as well. I think that's should be Ecclesiastes, or no, Ecclesiasticus somewhere. Let me actually search it up. Woe unto the faint-hearted. Yes, Ecclesiasticus. So Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 verse 13, woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. So again, those who are faint-hearted, they're going to take the mark of the beast, and of course if they take the mark of the beast, they're going to be wiped out, they won't be defended. Those who trust their enemy, them ones are also faint-hearted as well. That's why they want to, I don't know what I just said. But yeah, let me actually rephrase realign my thoughts again. Those who trusted their enemy, which is obviously them taking the juice shots, of course, they won't be defended as well. That's why they got sicknesses that are on them, man. I remember watching videos on BitChute of heathens, Israel as well, having Bell's palsy. I think there was a specific Israelite woman that had Bell's palsy, man, for taking the juice. Which is when like one side of your face that there's no it's loose, like you can't control one side of your face. That's pretty much it, man. That's Bell's palsy, like simplistically speaking. So that's one thing, man. You know, the Most High won't defend those who trust in their enemies. So again, that goes into the knowledge of the scriptures. For those of which Yahweh Shimi Shai has blessed with this knowledge, they should be grateful that they have it, man. Because there are Israelites out there who don't really care, have no knowledge pertaining to the scriptures, and they won't be defended in the time to come. Which is why we always got to be grateful for the mercy that Yahweh Bashim Yahshai has showed. So calm. And yeah, man. So the key point, be watchful for the mark of the beast. And what was I gonna say? And obviously never trust thine enemy, man. Use wisdom when dealing with these heathens and Esau Eden specifically, man. These are your enemies. You gotta be careful with them. Careful of how you speak to them. Careful of your words, your actions. Which of course right now we'll have to take the lower ends, you know, in certain times, certain moments. But we won't be having to do that all like forever, man. There'll be a time at which we'll be the head and they'll be the tail. So anyways, I think I'm going to end it off there. Yaratazar, probably make a short part 4. You know, if the spirit leads, and because I think I have one final point to make as well pertaining to how Israelites should live, which I think I did address in part 2. But anyways, I'll just say Shalawah and Yahweh Bashim Yaratazar, you're edified as well. Yahweh Bashim Yahshai Bashim Hakudash, and double honest to great Muslim apostles. And Thought Yahshai once more for the power in order to make this video, man. And once more, Shalawah.